Okay, this is Dennis Clark from Naples, Florida, and we're going to take a look at the golf swing here. I'm not sure if it's Pete or Evan, but I'll just take a quick look here. Maybe a snapshot at a later date, and you don't have to send the whole video again, but maybe just a little close-up of that grip. Okay. This is a good swing, first of all. There's not a lot mechanically going on here. I believe you told me in the mail, let me check my mail here, you said that 5.6, oh, the driver, I want to talk to you about the length of the driver. I honestly think 45 is too long. Now, I don't think 44 and a half is going to certainly not lose any distance. Get his ball to start right with a nice draw. The miss has only been happening with the driver. The next one's a block. I can see he's a very good golfer. I'm reading the rest of this mail here. So consider club length, first of all. I just don't, anyone 66 inches tall shouldn't have a 45-inch golf club, in my opinion, and regardless of the action involved. But we'll take a look here from a couple different vantage points, and we'll watch. And I believe these are handheld. If we do this in the future, you want to try to get me a stationary camera. But this didn't move all that bad. Okay, so the move starts back under, well under plane. It's wide. I can see on the photo on the right, it's pretty wide. Let's see if we can move him more into the camera here. Nope. It was too narrow of a picture. It's an iPhone video, I guess. And the action, by the way, should be flat. It should be flat, but when you get the club that wide, there's always going to be some issues, especially at your height with the length of that club controlling it. But it's pretty laid off right now. But he continues it back pretty nicely, and there's not a lot of challenge with this position of the golf swing at the top of this swing. Really isn't, especially if your desire is a draw, because you're in a draw position there. It's neutral to draw. You have the face is good. The left arm is on plane. I don't know if this little action right here with the butt coming off of the baseline, the base plane, is a result of the camera moving. I believe it might be. But you want to watch that. You want to be sure that the shoulders don't get too flat. They should be a little flat for your height, but they want to make sure that we don't get if the lower body goes toward the golf ball, the upper body loses some definition. That is, it gets straighter than what it was. It's not bad, but that's potentially an issue. I'll put this all together for you in a minute. I think this is the camera. I don't really think he's, well, I call humping out toward the ball. And you can see too that it looks like he's lost his posture a bit, and there's a lean in here. If the camera's still, there's a lean in. You see that? That's got to, there you've got to watch that, because he's up and he's out of his circle at the top. So there is some loss of structure in the backswing. And that may very well be a reaction to the length of the golf club. When the golf club's too long, typically you pull up or you pull away to try to facilitate it. And that's kind of, that really should be looked at, because he's leaning into the ball. Now his action down, the club's nice, the club's pretty on plane, but you'll notice there's a real turning into the ball with the upper body early. What you'd want to do here is get the upper body to resist more the lower body to resist a little bit more. Again, in the backswing, it's good. You've got, if you watch this, here's where we want the hips to resist the shoulders, and they have. Okay, that's pretty good. This is, if you watch Rory McIlroy, he's got a pretty strong right hip turn. I'll show you him in a minute, but you're going to see how he comes off of the ball there. Now the upper body starts to unwind too early, and the head is leaned into the ball. So we're getting, especially on this one, these iPhone videos are not the best. Believe it or not, you can, in this day and age, you can get a high-speed, high-def camera for like $300. And if you guys are into golf, it's a really, Sony makes one, Casio makes one. I have a Casio, but that really does help. It looks like the hit is a little bit toward the heel here, but I can't capture quite impact. But you see, if the camera hasn't moved, how he's come off of this. This is something that we really don't want to see. Leaning into and out of the posture and into the ball a little bit. And the shoulders definitely unwind a little bit early. All right, let's look over here. I'm going to, and then I'll bring up some model comparisons for you that I'm talking about. Pretty good move there. Good definition there. Okay, so the problem so far has been the shoulders unwinding pretty early. Yeah, see the shoulders. See how early the shoulders have gotten square in the downswing. That's your biggest problem. If you're trying to start the ball down to the right, it would be hard with that. You need a little more resistance. The shoulders have to stay closed a little bit longer. That's what we would need. A little early, not drastically though. It's a little bit early in this frame right here. Again, I can't see it without a high-speed camera, but it's a little bit early in this frame right here, and impact is solid. And the next thing you want to look for is right here. Let's take this out and make this big. Right here we should have more release. If your desire is a draw, right here you got a little bit of a block motion. The hand should be turned over a little bit more. See, there's a little bit of a hold there. I like the left leg straightening. I like the separation of the upper body. There's a lot of good things about this golf swing. I'm merely pointing out the things that you would want to work on if you want a consistent draw. One of them is your release. Okay, let's go here. Here's our new British Open champion, the first of many, I think. You see that rollover? I'm getting more of it. Your glove is still in the picture. Okay. He's also a guy that's about 5'9", but I can sense, I can feel, I can see a definite hold on there. So I want you to let the club go more freely. And if we do that in conjunction with the shoulders holding on a little bit longer, see Rory keeps his back to the target really long time as that club lowers. You see that? He's great at this. Even does it sometimes to a fault where he gets under plane with it. Not this week though. And if you watch him move down, you see the upper body. You see the upper body turning. Right there. Yeah. Bring him down. More back to the target. So, and sometimes you'll do it so that you do it early. You unwind it early, and then you have to stop it. And then you don't want to do that. You just want to hold and resist. Let the hips start their clearing. And if you're going for the one plane, which is what you should need, you don't want, with the plane of your golf swing, you don't want a lot of sliding motion. You want some more turning motion. If you watch Gary Woodland, the long bomber on the tour, really holds that upper body and unwinds. There's a lot of torque there. You see that torquing action right there. The upper body is resisting that turning motion. He's all the way down there, and his shoulders, his back is still somewhat to the target, which is something that all power hitters do. See, the shoulders opened early. Now you got to kind of hold on to them. So that's an issue. That's one of the things that we would want to do. Not a good comp height-wise, but a good golf swing for anybody to take a look at. See it riding right up that plane? And when you get the club a little bit too long for your height, it takes you around. You see, it's taking you around with it. Here comes Adam up. Take the hand where... Okay, so he started with his shaft on about 46 degrees, and it went up to 54 degrees where his hands right now. And if you watch yours, I'll show you what I mean. Started on 42, a little different height, obviously. Now if we watch the hands at the halfway point, when the left arm's parallel to the ground, it hasn't gone up much at all. It's just gone straight around. And you do have to swing around more than he does. There's no doubt about it. But what I'm saying is that with that aroundness and that length of the club, the swing can just have too much width. And you can't always find the center of the face. This one looked a little heely. The next one could be a little toey. But as far as your desire to draw it, there's two things. The shoulders need to stay closed longer in the downswing, and you need more release. See, now you've gone from 42 to 53. That would almost want to be your second part if you watch Adam here. So 57 to 45, maybe 12 degrees up. That's going to be more up than you. There's no doubt about it. Sergio. Left arm parallel. About 7 or 8, tour average right there, about 7 or 8 mid-body hands. Now if you'll see where he comes down, perfectly back on the middle line with the shaft well laid down, which is his trademark. So what you're going for here, Evan or Pete, is the hands to come down more on that middle line, and they're coming down closer to that top line. Okay, wrap this up for you so you can see what I mean. Left arm about parallel to the ground. Left arm about parallel to the ground. Do you see how much more his back is turned toward the target? Okay, he's probably playing a deliberate draw here, and that's your goal. So you can't do it by opening your shoulders that early. So what I do is, if you watch his 3 progressions, there's where his hands start on that line. Halfway back, they're on that line. At the top, they're at that, and on the way down, they always drop right on that middle line. Now, over here, your middle line is almost, and again, camera issues, you know, we got some parallax issues here, obviously, because you got to hold that camera still as possible. This would be your goal. Put this right here. Try to get your hands mid-body when they come down so that they can drop right through that area. But they miss outside and above that area. And that's from the unwinding of the upper body too early. Now, I need a close-up of your grip, just a photo if you want. You don't have to send a video. And I'll decide if I want to go a little bit stronger with it. But those are the swing issues, okay? So my recommendation now, setup is good. I need to see the grip. I want to go a little shorter on the driver. I want to, you're not going to lose any distance at all. Probably get more distance because you get more center face hits. I want you to get up to the top. I think I'm fine with the way you're taking it back. You really got a nice swing and a good move. Really solid, well-trained move. But I got to get you to stop opening those shoulders and leaning into that ball a little bit. Okay? And when you get down to the side, I really need you to start working some release drills. What I have a lot of young players do is take your left hand as a drill. Take your left hand, put your right hand all the way down here on the shaft and split your grip. And just go ahead and, you don't hit balls this way, but you just make some practice swings and you'll feel what release is. Because at this point in the swing, this should really not be holding on here. This should be releasing freely if you want to draw it with the shoulders closed a little bit longer. Okay? So that's my take on it. And I have a referral program. If you send me a analysis, you get another one at half price. If you send me 2 people, you get a free analysis. And I would wait a few weeks or a month before the free analysis to see if we can make some changes. Okay? Thanks.